Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We begin in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. The second question we've received today is a follow-up from the previous question that was sent to ISQA, which is, you mentioned that the judgment of those who died while not knowing that they were involved in ghulu is upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But how do we square that with the very clear warnings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has issued in the Quran against shirk and against ghulu and against such major sins? So when we say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will judge, that is in terms of final judgment. The final judgment will be issued by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are not supposed to announce the fate of individual people for whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has still not issued the judgment. We are not allowed to pass Allah's judgment on His behalf. But this does not mean that we do not get to share the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which contains warnings and also principles on the basis of which Allah will be judging people on the Day of Judgment. So yes, as far as Allah's warnings are concerned, they're very clear. When it comes to, for example, shirk, which has penetrated many monotheistic communities. It's not just a matter of the Shia community or the Sunni community. Communities before us, like Christians, who are recipients of a monotheistic faith that Isa alayhi salam brought and that Isa alayhi salam affirmed, they fell into shirk later on. So the warning against falling into shirk after you have received true guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and after you've received monotheism is given to us on the tongue of Isa alayhi salam in the Quran itself. Allah is very clear about that in Surah 5, Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 72, when Isa alayhi salam is preaching to the Banu Israel and he's admonishing them. He says, Ya Bani Israel, a'budullaha rabbi wa rabbakum, innahu man yushrik billah, faqad harramallahu alayhi al-jannah. He says, O children of Israel, worship Allah, my Lord and your Lord, because verily, whoever associates with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whoever commits the crime of shirk, فَقَدْ حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ الْجَنَّةِ, then Allah has made Jannah haram for such a person. Allah has forbidden Jannah on such a person. وَمَأْوَاهُ النَّارِ, and the abode of such a person will be the fire of hell. وَمَا لِلظَّالِمِينَ مِنْ أَنصَارٍ, and the zalimin, the wrongdoers, shall have no helpers. So there is no concept of shafa'ah or intercession even benefiting such people, because Allah has sealed the deal on these issues. So we are not saying that we should not warn against these crimes and against these sins. What we have to do, our duty and our responsibility, is to warn and share the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But final judgment on the Day of Judgment will be issued and delivered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's all we are saying.